everybody, it's me and my best friend.
Yeah,
I don't know if you're going to be on that side of me or on that side of me.
Well, we are together, and that is all that matters.
It is. And you're wearing your fabulous rabbit dress.
I know. I love this dress. I have Louise Tilbrook to thank for this dress, completely off topic, because she put a Popsy dress on Twitter, and I went and looked at it, and now I love all their dresses. They have pockets.
Lovely. They do. It reminds me of the Manita dress pattern, and I've got one of those, and I've still got the pattern. When you were shopping for them, I had a look, but I don't think any of them are going to be long enough in the bodice, so I'm just going to have to make my own. But never mind. Yeah. I put my top on, so that's okay.
You're looking very schmancy.
It feels weird not being in gym kit. I'm in actual clothes.
Well, I'm not in my daytime pyjamas, which is joggers and a t-shirt. So I feel quite decadent.
Yeah, for shutdown, I think we're pretty fancy today.
So anyway, why am I here?
Why are you here? Today's blog is going to be showing you some of our Cartref yarn. For any new viewers, because I've had quite a few, as well as my Pins and Needles YouTube channel and my own design work, my lovely friend Jenny and I also run the Knit Tea retreats together, and also Cartref Yarn, which, as you can see behind me, I've put our signs up. And that's our very own exclusive blend of 100% Welsh yarn. And it's very nearly our 1 year anniversary, isn't it?
I know. In fact, it might be. I could never work out which way round it is. So if it was Thursday last year, it's Friday this year. Oh no, so it'd be Sunday.
Sunday, yeah. Give or take a couple of days.
Couple of days. Oh.
So yeah, it was 1 year ago that we launched Cartref Yarn at Wonderwool, which is the main yarn festival in Wales. And we were supposed to be back there this year launching our new 4-ply range of yarn, but alas, there is no Wonderwool.
Yeah. So virtual Wonderwool is going to have to do, and is a lot better than no Wonderwool at all. And we'll have to plan for next year and think of something else new and wonderful to bring to that.
Yeah, but if any of you are interested, we are at Cartref Yarn online everywhere. And if you're on Instagram, if you search the hashtag virtual Wonderwool Wales, virtual Wonderwool, one of those things, you'll find all of the vendors that should have been selling there in person and are now taking part online. So I'm sat in my dining room and I've set up the signs and I've put some of Jenny's patterns and my singular pattern on the pegs behind me. And what have you got behind you as your backdrop?
I have a pattern in progress. This is the very first time it'll have been seen in public. And it's going to be a blanket pattern with every single colour that we do. And then I put all the balls of yarn because they were pleasing on top of that.
Yeah.
And this is
at the moment,
in the DK weight.
At the moment, all of the patterns we've got are DK because we haven't had time to do any 4-ply designs. So maybe that can be our second anniversary launch. Finally, some 4-ply weight Cartref yarn patterns. Oh dear.
A collection. Oh, a book. We should write a book.
We should totally write a book. Oh no, I think my bunting fell down. Well, this just shows you this is real life.
Even though we are miles apart. Snafu.
I'll have to make a little pile. I think it was the scarf, to be honest. I think it was the scarf that was just a bit heavy.
I mean, there's
very lovely.
200 grams of yarn in that scarf.
That's Jenny's Keltide scarf pattern. Let me just pop those over there. But the hat and cowl has stayed up, and my mitts, which you can't see anyway because they're black. Anyway.
You didn't mention Oh, Ball Yarn just jumped at me. It's not just you, babe. You didn't mention the little fella or fellarette up to your right.
This is Neris. And Neris is a gnome of colour. And one of our friends, Sally, is a huge enthusiast of Cartref Yarn. And she's made a jumper for her husband, and she's made a Spider-Man jumper for one of her boys. And out of the leftovers, she knitted us a gnome. And this is one of the Imagine Landscape patterns. I think it's Here We Gnome Again.
She's so lush.
She's proper lush.
Sally and the gnome.
Yes, both of them. And Neris is knitted in our Sapphire colourway, and the material, which is just the natural undyed, and the nose and the little tiny hands are in Glore. And Neris is now our stand guardian. So I really thought she should be in the film with us today.
That's a good idea. I can't wait to meet her in person.
Well, I don't want to spray her with disinfectant and pass her along, so you'll just have to wait until all this is over.
Yeah.
Okay, so
here we come.
What should we start with?
Why don't you give them the vital statistics of our beautiful yarn?
Vital statistics. Okay. First of all, when we have an actual physical stand, we have some lovely swatches knitted by me.
Oh,
These are the DK swatches.
how do you make swatches beautiful? Woman.
It's the yarn. It's the magic of the yarn. That's all it is. So obviously these are knit flat, and all I did to block them was lay them out flat and pin them. I didn't stretch them at all. So our DK weight is a true DK, and you can knit it to a worsted gauge as well. But on 4mm needles, you get 5 stitches and 7.5 rows to the inch. But you can knit it on 4.5 needles, slightly more open gauge, and that gives you 4.8 stitches and 7.8 rows to the inch as well. And then hot off the blocking mats is the 4-ply.
Oh.
It really is lovely. I mean, look, I'm not sure.
You can see that it drapes really nicely as well.
It does. So I knitted 3 swatches. I knitted swatches on 2.75mm, 3mm, and 3.25mm. And I'd say I'm a fairly even tensioned knitter. I'm not very tight or very loose, sort of average.
Yeah.
So the one with the green pin is the one on 3mm needles. So you can see a decent amount of drape. And I got 7 stitches and 10 rows to the inch, which works out at 28 stitches and 40 rows over 4 inches. And that's actually my preferred fabric. Now, if you were using this for colour work, and it would be beautiful for colour work, you may well want to go up a needle size just for your own tension to match the patterns. But yeah, we decided we'd make all the tension squares in the undyed colourway just so you could really get the maximum impact of the stitches, and they smell lush. I wet blocked them, but I didn't put anything in the water, so they still smell sheepy and a little bit like the mill.
Yeah.
You want to smell? Smell. Yeah. So there we go.
Molly's trying to smell as well, but she's trying to smell from the back, so she won't manage.
It's not going to work, Molly, no. I pulled a random selection of DK and 4-ply skeins out to show you, but I'm not sure what the lighting is going to be like. So do you want to quickly talk through the new colourways, and I will try and put a picture of them and embiggen it so that it fills the screen while you talk.
Embiggen is such a wonderful word. So we have 4 new colourways, which were also to be debuted, offered for the first time this weekend. And because we had our rainbow of colours almost accidentally last year, but we've always wanted to add to them as we got more undyed yarn to work with. And so I think they're sort of lighter colours on the whole, the 4 new colours. They're still saturated, they're still solid, or at least as solid as hand dyed can make them. And we have Gwanwyn, which means spring, and that's a light green, and it's really a lovely leaf green. We have Mynydd Iar, which means iceberg, and that is turquoise colour, because I saw pictures of icebergs somewhere north and cold, and they had this gorgeous turquoise colour on. And so, yeah. And then we have a mid blue, it's almost a cornflower blue, which is called Lagoon. You can guess what that is in English. And finally, we added a pink, which is Rhosyn, which means rose.
When I was putting the Instagram post up today, my keyboard doesn't give me the option for a W with a Tor on it. So everyone's going to have to forgive my no hat on the W.
Now, do you know, I found a website, and I'll send it to you, where you can type the Welsh letter or word into the box and then copy and paste it into things that don't let you put.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah. So because I've used that on our brand new spiffy website, just saying, so that they've all got Tors and everything where they need to have them.
My normal keyboard does an I and an A with a Tor, but the W, you can only have W, that's it. Naked W, so.
Yeah, I think it's because Welsh is probably the only language that has it.
Fair enough.
I mean, I've got
yes, there are our 4 new colours. And
Sorry.
we have them on DK as well as 4-ply, don't we?
Yes. Yeah. In fact, a couple of them are in here. So I've got the Mynydd Iar and the Lagoon, and I'm nearly up to doing the Rhosyn row, but I'm not quite there yet.
Yeah, we can see it just next to you on the on the top.
There.
Peeking out. Yeah. And there's Grandma. Yeah, you've been working really hard on the website, haven't you? We have been on Etsy up until now, but we've just found them a little bit restrictive and done a few things we're not keen on. So while I have been frantically doing ball banding and counting skeins of yarn, Jenny's been slaving over a hot laptop creating our new shop on the website. And you've been doing really well with that, haven't you?
Oh, thank you. It was really nice to be able to use the colours that we got in our branding when we first set out, and to have it all look like our thing, rather than you're on Etsy, it's definitely Etsy with your stuff on it. So it's like having your own shop instead of a concession in Debenhams. It's
good way of thinking about it. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. So yeah, I will leave, there are links in the drop-down box below to everything to do with Cartref Yarn, including a link to sign up for the newsletter and a link to where the shop will be. You'll get there automatically. And the shop update is going to be this coming Friday, which is the 24th of April at 7 p.m. British summertime. Do you want to hazard a guess at what that might be elsewhere? I think I've got the wrong notebook.
I think 7 p.m. British summertime is going to be 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. on the west coast of America, and probably about 8 p.m. Central European time.
Oh, well done. I'm very impressed.
I think I'm completely wrong. But is this video will be going out on Friday the 24th, won't it?
Yes, this video will be live at 7 a.m. That's when I set it for. So if you're watching now,
day of release, it's tonight. And if you watch
Yeah.
after the series, get to the shop now before it sells
See if
out.
there's anything there. Yeah, exactly.
But no, so which one of the four colours, the new colours, is your favourite?
Oh, I don't know.
Pick a child.
I
Pick a
think-
child.
I think I'm most pleased with the outcome of Rossin, because we have tried to dye this before. Part of our original colourway range, we wanted to have a pink in there and we just couldn't get it right. And because we had limited amounts of undyed yarn the first couple of batches, we just didn't have enough spare to keep playing around with it. So I'm really pleased we've managed to get it right this time. We were both thrilled, weren't we?
Yeah, we really were. That was a difficult one to dye.
I've actually, this is the DK, and there it is. It's lovely. So I think I'm most pleased with the pink, but I think my favourite is probably Manadhyar. It's just proper lush.
Interesting. I thought
How about you?
thought you would be picking Gwanwyn, looking at you today.
Oh no, I like it very much, but yeah, I'm most pleased with the pink. And if I had to choose a new colourway for me to knit, I think it would be Manadhyar.
Yeah, I really like the Manadhyar, but I do really like the Lagoon as well.
You almost can't say it normally, can you?
Can't. Well, that's how you say it in Welsh, Lagoon.
I think they really.
I've on the website, when you go and look at the listings, I tried to put a pronunciation guide in with every listing for people who don't speak Welsh, of whom there are many. And some of them are really difficult to try and explain.
Yeah.
So I've got, like, the Rossin, I've said, well, it's kind of the same as Rossin, like Ross in the shop. So how else am I supposed to say it? So it's not rosin like you'd put on a violin.
No.
But yeah, so trying to work out how these pronunciation guides was very interesting as well.
Yeah.
I gave up on Lagoon.
It's just Lagoon.
Much the same.
With a bit more ooh in the middle. Yeah. Oh. What else have I got to show? Oh, I did want to show the Coron, because this was our previous new colourway. Not sure if that's going to show up. How's that looking?
Good.
Yeah. And we definitely wanted a plummy purple. And this sold out really fast the last time, didn't it? It just went in a flash.
I've got a sweater today.
Shh. Don't tell them. They'll want to buy it. Yeah.
Have it.
Right, we're at 18 minutes already. So I was just going to say, I'm going to be doing, I've had some video footage for ages of the journey that Jenny and I go on to create this yarn. And I don't mean the journey. I mean, actually us getting in a bleeding great big transit van and physically going and sorting all of this out. Because what people might not know is that we literally go and source all of this ourselves, don't we?
Yeah. We hefted and dragged very large amounts of wool across Wales. Literally dragged at some points in and out of the van. That was interesting.
But yeah, we go to one of the local wool depots and we deal directly with the guy that runs it, lovely Brian, and he helps us pick the fleeces. So we're literally going through massive wheeled bins of sheep fleece, saying yes to this one, no to that one, spreading them all out and having a look. And then once he's helped us choose, there was that lovely man in a forklift truck who put the sheets in the back of the transit van for us.
Was that Les or was that?
I can't remember his name, but he was fabulous.
I do like the way you making it sound like we know what we're looking for in a fleece, though. You know, he helped us choose. We chose one or the other. Yeah, okay.
Well, I hold stuff up and go, how about that? And he's like, yeah, or nah. But we're involved. We're involved.
We get up to our elbows in lanolin. It's all good.
We do. And if only lanolin were the least of it. But yeah.
Wasn't going to mention
they
it.
They are not lost at this point. Yeah. And then we drive to go and see lovely Roger, don't we? Who runs the mill.
Yeah.
And we leave it with him, and he washes it and sorts it and gives it to us in lovely, great big bags.
Magical things. And then great big sacks of it back to us.
Yeah. And then we dye in our kitchens, sometimes Jenny's, sometimes mine. So I will try and put together a proper vlog of that whole journey, and that will be a separate video on the channel. But unless you've got anything else you want to add that I've forgotten, which I probably have.
No, we've mentioned our new colours, we've mentioned 4-ply, we've mentioned a new shop, which, as you said, there'll be links down below. But it's really easy to remember because it's just cartrefyarn.com/shop.
Exactly. And if you're watching this and it's still Friday, it's 7 p.m. shop update, British summertime. Other times elsewhere.
Well done. Yeah.
Thank you very much. And I'm sorry that Jenny and I couldn't physically be together to record this, because I really would have enjoyed doing that more. It's not been so much fun doing it on our own 12 miles away, has it?
No, it's a little challenging. There've been a couple of car park rendezvous to pass yarn back and forward, and except not pass as in I take it to within 2 meters of her and then back away, and then she comes and takes it away from me. Yeah. Oh, it's all just awkward. I just want a hug.
I know, it's not the same, is it? Anyway, at least there's yarn. At least we've managed to get some sort of thing together, even if we can't be at Wonderwall, showing people the yarn in person. So there we go. Right, I've got to go and put ball bands on things like a demon, and you've probably got some more laptopping to do.
Yes, I'm just finishing up adding all the colorways to Ravelry so that people can stash their new purchases.
Ooh, good idea. Brilliant. Okay, well, I will probably message you another 14 times later on today. But thank you, everybody, for watching as well.
Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. And I will see everybody soon. Bye.